Hi, how are you? Well, it's June already, the second time today. And of course, the rainy season has arrived a little earlier this year. But then I found rainy days are okay now. I used to dislike it, but now, because my favorite flowers, the iris and hydrangea, look really beautiful in the rain, yes, because they're bluish and somehow with bluish blue sky background. Where are they, right? So the contrast, gray sky looks better, especially when it rains. You could see the vivid color of those flowers. So I decided to enjoy them rather than complain about the rain today. Okay, now today's idioms are 5 of them again. So first, I'm going to tell you the original words for it. When you enjoy some British TV programs, did you notice that they do not use American idioms as much as American TV show? For example, British Detective Poirot or Sherlock Holmes, Miss Marple versus American like Rockford, Detective Kojak or Columbo. The expressions are quite different, which is interesting, I think. So if you know both of them, you could enjoy those TV dramas more deeply. So shall we? Today's words are, let's say, like always, or I would say customarily. Then another one is repeatedly, gradually, forever, permanently, it means rushed or hurried or hurriedly. Okay, now you are going to find out some of the American idioms. So today's a little upset order. Okay. Some examples. My gymnastic coach used to tell me like this. I've told you repeatedly to be careful, especially when you land, something like that. Or repeatedly the child opened and shut the door. Oh, stop doing it. So that means, like last week, again and again, over and over. So you can say, I've told you over and over again to study hard. I told you again and again, repeatedly to study harder, same thing. Or repeatedly the child opened. Over and over, the child opened and shut the door. Same thing. The next sentence is gonna be like this. For example, always Paulo received high marks in school. Means customarily. So it means, as usual, he received high marks in school. Good student. The train was late. Always. And that means the train was late as usual. Huh. Well, some countries, the trains never arrive on time. Compared to them, I think Japanese trains are pretty efficient. Usually they're on time. If 5 minutes delay they made, the train or the bus made, then people get furious over it. So it's a pretty good system here. Now, next one is permanently or forever. Okay, many refugees leave their homeland or mother country forever or permanently. Helen broke up with Stephen forever. So this couple was split and they never become a couple again, it means. So you can use American idiom for it. For good. For example, many refugees leave their homelands for good. Not everyone, some of them might return their homeland, but many of them, especially refugees, just give up on living their homeland and they would seek for a new country where they would like to spend the rest of their lives. And the popular countries for refugees to immigrate are like United States of America, of course. That's one of the most desirable countries. And Canada, Brazil, Australia, New Zealand, France, Germany, Britain, maybe Holland, Belgium, Scandinavian countries, perhaps. But then many Indonesian and Thai people want to move to Malaysia or Singapore. Okay, now, hurried or rushed, for example. Oh, I was almost late for my school, and so I had to eat my breakfast. Rushed. It means in a hurry. You put a, in a hurry. For example, Bob was late for work again today, but he's never in a hurry. It means he's never rushed. Next one. Okay, gradually we all grow older every minute, every second, every day, every week, every month, every year, every decade, of course. No exception. So we don't have to feel worried about it because everybody else does exactly the same anyway. Okay, so that means little by little, gradually we grow older. Little by little, we grow older. So it's not we get older. Suddenly next morning you are grandpa, like what they call? Beach Boy, Japanese Beach Boy story. Yes, after the Taro returned his hometown from, I don't know, deep ocean or sea world, spending time, and open up the secret box and the smoke comes out and he becomes an old man. No, we don't age like that. We age very, very slowly, means gradually. Sometimes you cannot see how old you got today from yesterday. But then when you look at your picture, 10 years old picture, or picture taken even 2 years ago when you look at yourself in picture. Oh my gosh, I'm so young here. And then you look at the mirror today. Oh my gosh, I see an old person in front of me. My goodness, what a disappointment, right? So that's a little by little. Or Many Japanese children will go to the secondary schools like juku or something like that, cram schools. And the parents look at, how they're improving their grades at school. Oh, okay, that's worth spending extra money for on cram schools, right? So, for example, Taro's grades improved little by little, gradually. Not but gradually. And language is the same. We improve our language. Even your own language called mother tongue. If you don't practice, you forget the words. So every day when you use it, that is little by little. Otherwise, we forget. Next one is repeatedly. I told you repeatedly to study hard. Means I told you over and over to study harder. Means same as again and again, over and over. But repeatedly, exactly the same thing. Or repeatedly the child opened and shut the door. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, stop doing that. Trouble the child. Over and over, the child opened, shut the door. Stop it. Something like that. Well, gradually, languages change. I see the Japanese language, of course, but I believe every language of the world is precious, and each one of them is treasure of earth or human culture or human history. But many words are replaced by, especially today, American words. I see that's significantly practiced in the Japanese language today. But for that particular aspect, I think Chinese people really respect their language too. And also they try very hard to protect their language. And I have a lot of respect for that. And the same for French people. Many American words or European words come to their languages. But then Chinese people, well, they have to adapt some kanji characters for names. But other than that, they understand the concept of things. And they put Chinese words to it. And the French people too. Many English words come into French language. But every year they get together, those professionals, and they replace those new words with French words. Japanese people, they use just katakanas, right? And some people, especially politicians, they don't know the real meaning, but they just say it. Well, Japanese originally had the wonderful words for it. So they are deteriorating. Their brain is getting rotten. And I think those are disgraceful. That's my opinion. But, paying attention to your own language, your mother tongue, and respect. I think it's a very important thing. Respect your own culture. Then finally, you can respect other people and other culture and languages. So before respecting your own culture and being proud of it, they cannot be proud of other people, or they cannot appreciate other cultures or languages. So that's my opinion today. Well, take care of yourself until next time. Stay well and safe too.